before we go home, shall we? Okay, the next speaker we have coming on all the way from Northern Ireland is Robert Hill from UKIP. Robert, come on up here.
Thank you, folks. Just want to let you know, first of all, that Northern Ireland stands with you today as we face the most treacherous deal ever done to the UK. Thank you. If this disgraceful deal goes ahead, the UK as a whole will be trapped in the European customs area with no way of conducting external deals with the world's largest countries outside of the EU. But worse still, because of this deal, Northern Ireland would be farmed off into a different customs union, separated from the rest of our nation and our largest market by an economic border down the Irish Sea. Northern Ireland would be handcuffed to EU single market regulations, EU directives, EU customs and tax rules. Worse still, this abomination of a deal will leave us subject to the rulings of the European Court of Justice. It would create a democratic deficit where Northern Ireland would be subservient to EU laws. More lies surround this so-called backstop not being used, as it's claimed by the government that another better deal will eventually be in place before its rollout in 2020. Again, rubbish. The backstop that Mrs May has gifted the EU is so favourable, they'll simply sit back, laugh and wait for it to kick in. Why would they offer us a better deal when she has already given them everything they asked for? The sovereignty of the UK would be permanently damaged, and we would be paying 39 billion for the privilege. Now is the time to say enough is enough. I urge you all to write, email or phone your local MP today or tomorrow. Warn them that voting for this cowardly deal will be an unforgivable act of treason against the people of this country. The Conservatives have lost all credibility in the handling of this betrayal, and the champagne socialists of the Labour Party left the ordinary people behind many years ago. We need to leave now, and we need to have the guts, the determination and the integrity to face down the EU and wipe the smug grin from their faces. In any future negotiations, we need true patriots like Jared involved to ensure we get the deal we deserve as the 5th largest economy in the world. The United Kingdom should not be begging for scraps from the EU. We should be telling them how we are leaving and then re-establish ourselves as a global power once again. That's what Jared and UKIP have been calling for the last 25 years. But the truth is, the fight for the nation has never been more important than it is right now. It's time to send a loud and clear message to the EU, the Remainers and those who want to break up this great nation. Every part of the UK stands united. We believe in strong, independent and sovereign United Kingdom. We will not be divided. We are not for sale.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Lovely. Thank you, Robert. Okay, next we have another UKIP MEP. Gerard is a UKIP MEP, and we have another UKIP MEP, hot foot from his farm in Norfolk. Stuart Agnew. A big hand for Stuart.
Incredible experience for me. What an incredible experience. Third time. What an incredible experience for me. I've never spoken to so many people, and this gives me an opportunity to nail my colours to the mast. I want to salute the bravery of Gerard Batten, the bravery of Lord Pearson, and the bravery of Tommy Robinson. Many of my colleagues do not like me being here, and my response to them is to hell with you. We're now going to talk about farming. Many farmers are frightened of a no deal. They needn't be frightened of a no deal, because farmers across the Channel are even more frightened of a no deal. The Dutch vegetable producer wants our market. The French wine producer wants our market. The Spanish fruit producer wants our market. And they want their political masters to stop faffing about and organise a proper deal. Now, although we are supposed to be getting our farming policy back, we will not get it back whilst the EU has sovereignty over our environment policy, because the two go together. What do they do in the EU to make farming difficult? Regulation. And they are banning pesticides one by one. These are materials that have been approved by our own safety inspectors here. And every time this happens, it makes it more difficult to produce your food. And in the end, it gets so expensive, we give up. And you end up buying food from foreign farmers who use the methods that we are not allowed to use. Now, finally, there's another big scam. It's called man-made climate change. And farmers are supposed to be doing something about it. And they are told, you must reduce your CO2 output. Well, there's only there are two ways we can do that. We can either use glyphosate and grow GM crops, but the Green lobby hate glyphosate and GM crops even more than they hate carbon dioxide. So, to reduce our CO2 emissions, we will have to reduce our tractor use, which means we will have to abandon some land. That means the food that land did produce will be produced by foreign farmers who have no problems with CO2. There's another gas called methane. It's emitted by our ruminants, our cows and our sheep. Our farmers are going to be expected to measure the methane that the cows produce. If you've ever tried it, it's very smelly. The only way that we can actually reduce the methane that they produce is to stop feeding them grass and to bring them inside and feed them corn and soybeans instead. Now, the Green lobby love to see cows outside eating grass. They can't have it both ways. So what can we do? Reduce the numbers of sheep and cows and make up the difference from foreign produced food who couldn't give a fart about methane. There's another greenhouse gas called water vapour. That's the cloud cover. Fortunately, the Green lobby aren't stupid enough to make sure it doesn't rain. So that leaves the last one, called nitrous oxide. How do farmers produce that? They produce it by growing leguminous crops like peas, beans and clover. Now, the Green lobby love leguminous crops, but they hate nitrous oxide, mainly because they got it muddled up with nitrous dioxide. So they are in a real muddle.
Now, finally, to finish up, the farmer himself can produce or reduce some nitrous oxide, because when he gets amorous around his wife, his lower body changes shape. You may have noticed. In order for that to happen, he first has to produce some nitrous oxide. So, chaps, if you really want to save this planet, it's not just a matter of not doing any sex. You mustn't even think about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Stuart. Thank you very much. Very good indeed. Okay, we're coming towards the last bit. We've only got 15 minutes left, so I'm going to ask our last speakers to be very brief, because we need to have time for the national anthem at the end. And I would love to have another call to Theresa May, okay, so she can really hear us. But okay, the next speaker we have is Mike Shaw. Mike Shaw has been at sea all his life, one way or the other, been a fisher all his life. Mike Shaw.
Thank you. Hello, Brexiteers. I've been asked to speak about fishing. Well, it's been quite short. 2 words sum up the treatment of the British fishing industry. They are utter betrayal. The British fishing industry has been kicked around, lied to and used as a political football since Ted Heath's sellout in 1971. Recently, in a blaze of headlines, the supposed arch-Brexiteer Michael Gove MP launched his latest effort to convince fishing communities that they could trust the government and not sell them out. The Environment Secretary claimed that the UK could reclaim its waters from EU control, limit the number of EU vessels coming into British waters, allow British lawmakers to adapt and repeal post-Brexit the disastrous common fisheries policy, rules that should never have become UK law in the first place, except for the qualification that all the measures outlined in the bill are subject to the wider EU exit negotiations. Spin or lies? While Gove is sending his press releases and talking of reclaiming our waters, he is at the same time acting as May's lapdog in agreeing to honour the 2019 quotas decided at this year's December Council. Is that taking back control? British campaigners, in the town where I live, June and Paul, have led the fight to have pulse fishing banned. I don't have time to talk about pulse fishing, but please go home and Google it. You will be horrified. MEPs have voted to outlaw electro-pulse fishing, but the EU could not care less for the democracy or the will of the people, as you've been told. The whole bloc is organised on the concept of maximising profit for the few, and MEPs voting to ban a practice the EU has invested in can be stitched up, re-voted on, or just ignored. Just trying to cut a bit more out. Old chums. The survival of the industry hinges on leaving the common fisheries policy in full, establishing a 200-mile exclusive economic zone, severely restricting, if not banning, EU vessels in British waters, and reclaiming the 70% of fishing opportunities in UK waters currently taken by EU vessels. After Brexit, the British government should be purple and yellow, should be using a bespoke tailor-made system that suits our fisheries and prioritises all British fishers. This national asset could be worth up to £6.4 billion per annum and would benefit even the Treasury. I'd just like to finish up now by cutting out another chunk and just going straight to Brexit is our time and our opportunity to right some of the wrongs of the past, get fishers fishing once again. UKIP in government will ensure this. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Now we're a wide open global lot, aren't we? Like to see what's going on around the whole world. And today we have representing from Czechoslovakia, we have, let me get his name right, shall I get it absolutely right? I don't want to insult the man. It is Lubomir Volny, who's a Member of Parliament of the Czech Republic. Give a big hand.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank the whole UKIP team for inviting me over here, and I would like to thank to all of you because it's unbelievable what I can see. Once again, the people of Britain are showing the way for the rest of Europe. Once again, the Britain people are the light on the end of the tunnel. You showed us the way we would like to follow. And because there is not much time left, let me ask you 2 questions. I know that you already answered them so many times, but I just love to hear it. Please, what do you want? And when do you want it? You are great, thank you!
Thank you. Give my big hand, a big hand. Thank you very much indeed, Lubomir. Thank you. Okay, now I have another delightful lady up from here. Liz Phillips. Go on, Liz. I think she's going to talk about police and crime. Liz.
You need a woman. That's what you need. But the woman you need is not in number 10. Okay? Right. Two very, very quick words on criminal justice. We here are innocent until proven guilty. In the EU, it's the other way round. And under harmonisation, we will end up under their rules. So, out, out, out.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much indeed, Liz. Okay, now it's my intense pleasure and privilege to introduce to you one of the most courageous politicians that I know. He finds himself frequently on his own in the House of Lords, which is stuffed full of Remainers and criminals and others, but he stands firm for Brexit. I give you Lord Pearson of Roanoke.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for making the effort to come here today. I haven't really got much more to say, except to confirm what Gerard has said about joining UKIP. And that is that our politicians are really only influenced by votes and the prospect of losing their seats. I know, because I live amongst them. March like this is wonderful. A wonderful demonstration of what the real people of this country feel. But, ladies and gentlemen, 1 million people marched against the Iraq War, and Tony Blair went ahead and devastated that part of the world just the same. So, if you really want to change things, you must have a political party which will do what you want. And the only party available is UKIP. It is just the seats in the Commons. in the marginal seats. Personally, I hope that UKIP will be strong enough to deny a large number of those seats to Mr. Corbyn and to socialism, because socialism is always the enemy of real people and the working class. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, to the picture beyond Brexit, we only have to look at the cenotaph just behind me to be reminded that over the last 104 years, in the thousands, in the hundreds of thousands, and yes, indeed, my friends, in the millions, good British and Commonwealth people have willingly given up their lives for our priceless freedoms. And paramount amongst those freedoms is the freedom to make our own laws. Ladies and gentlemen, we want that freedom back.
Thank you very much indeed, Lord Pearson. Some of you may have read in your newspapers that Lord Pearson had a lunch guest not very long ago, and that lunch guest got him into a lot of trouble in the House of Lords. And that lunch guest is our next speaker, Tommy Robinson!
First of all, I just want to say thank you again. Thank you for your impeccable behaviour all day. You know, I'm one of the 30 to 40% of people who don't vote. I've never voted. None of my friends have voted. I've never voted because there's no one to vote for. There's no one that speaks about the issues that affect me and in my town, and the issues that will affect my children's future. Now that issue with the British public, which is what we need to change, the Labour Party are the party throughout my family's history that they would have voted for. They're the party that used to represent the working class. They have betrayed us. They have abandoned us. 90% of Labour's MPs are middle class. We need a party. We need a political voice. We need to electrify the working class communities of this country. And I believe for too long we've looked across Europe. For too long I've got excited about the elections in Sweden or in France or in Holland as we watch the populist parties grow. We watch across Europe the election in Austria, the election in Italy. And for too long we get excited about other countries. It's our turn and it's our time and this country is ready. And I'd like to ask as many of you, I know you've spent your money coming here. I know it's 2 weeks till Christmas. I want to ask as many of you to join me with what I'm about to do. I'd like to ask you to go on your phones. It's the price of a beer. The only way that there can be a political option is for the public to support it, back it and join it. That's the only way. The only way. So I've got my phones videoing, but I'd like as many of you as possible to get your phone out. It's £4 a month. It's the price of a beer. The price of a beer in London, anyway. And join through the membership with UKIP. If you're watching this at home, do you know what? Jared's put his neck on the line for his personal self. There's been, I believe, resignations all week from UKIP. To all the people in UKIP who are worried, don't worry, because the cavalry has arrived. UKIP's membership, since Jared Bann took over, when you hear of the talk of a vote of no confidence, their membership's gone up 25% since Jared took over. There's targets, and that trend, Jared and UKIP can be a voice for the working class communities watching and listening to this, when no other politician will talk about Islam, no other politician will talk about the issues that fear and are a threat to our country. So as many of you as possible, if you're watching this at home, I'm going to go through the process now. This is going to be a bit of a chore, because usually when it's any forms of filling things out, I just say, Jenna, sort this out, babe. So I'm going to... 30 quid for the year. £30 for the year membership, or £4 a month. So I'm going to go through this, put in your donation. Sorry if this is going to hold us up. I know the police have got a time frame on it. I don't know what name to fill out. And if you want... Right, now just the final button, so I'll pre-put my bank details in. Declined! Jared, that's something you're going to have to sort out, mate. But, again, I'll just finish my bit on a personal thank you to every single one of you, and let this be the start of a political mass movement in this country to represent every single one of you that feels voiceless, that has no representation. And more than anything, when I went to the House of Lords with Lord Pearson, and I saw the reaction, and I saw MPs, whilst under parliamentary privilege, saying disgraceful lies about me, I sat for the first time and thought, one day I'll be sitting in there amongst you. Just to trigger you all, just for that reason. But no, thank you every single one of you. Love to every single one of you. And I hope everyone has a great Christmas.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Tommy Robinson. I think before we have our last speaker, I think Mrs. May needs to hear from us again. Is that all right? Okay. Now this time I really And the chant is, Brexit means exit! 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 Brexit means... Mrs. May, can you hear us? Okay, our last speaker is once more a big hand for Gerard the Bulldog Batten.
Well, everybody, I'm not going to keep you long. I think some thanks are in order. I'd like to thank all of you for the time, trouble and expense that you outlaid in order to come here and make this such a great and successful event.